Moin und herzlich willkommen zur zweiten Folge unseres Draugen-Abenteuers. Wir stehen hier vor dieser wunderschönen Stabkirche und werden die mal genauer unter die Lupe nehmen.
Why would they board up a church?
To keep the ghosts from escaping?
Lissy.
Or the goats from getting in?
Gott ist nicht hier.
What does that say?
God is not here.
Das ist ja sehr beruhigend für eine Kirche. Ist hier irgendwas, was wir finden können? Weitere Hinweise? Ne, da geht's nicht weiter. Ne, wir kommen nicht in die Kirche rein, so wie es aussieht. Ne. Da müssen wir uns im Ort nochmal genauer umgucken.
Well, so much for that. No wedding, no baptism, no funeral.
There must be people somewhere. Where are you going?
For constitutional. To breathe some of this salty sea air. You go on ahead. I'll find you.
Sieht schon toll aus, ne? Idyllisch. Wären nicht alle Leute verschwunden hier? Gut, dann würde ich sagen, dann gucken wir uns den Laden da nochmal genauer an. Ob wir da irgendwie irgendwas rausfinden können. Und im Haus der Fredlands, da war ja noch die ganze obere Etage, die haben wir noch gar nicht geguckt. Ging das hier runter dann? Das ist eigentlich unten beim Wasser war doch der Laden. Ja, da. Einmal gucken, dass wir irgendwas übersehen haben oder so. Okay.
Applesauce.
Why lock any doors? I can't imagine they have a problem with punks and hoodlums.
The sign says they're closed, but I thought maybe... Hello? Are you open? Is anyone there?
Can't you just bust down the door? Locks be damned.
Breaking and entering, I will not. I'll just dislocate my shoulder.
Hier haben wir wieder diese...
They had a memorial service for the accident in the mine. On July 24th, in the village church.
For something that happened 20 years ago?
It still affected their lives. The telegraph is out of order.
Well, there goes my plan. NOSOS.
This was 2 years ago, but the notice is still up.
How can it take 2 years to get something like that fixed?
If they couldn't afford it? Or couldn't get anyone to come fix it?
Well, this place really is off the map. Here be dragons. Or Draugens, I guess.
The ferry route is no longer operating.
Rats!
Mrs. Fretland already informed me in her letter.
I know. Still warrants a resounding rats.
I wonder why it stopped running.
Look around. How many people live here? 20? 30? That can't be enough for a ferry route.
Things got quieter after the mine closed down.
They need to move on and find something else to put their village on the map. Tobacco farming, maybe.
Er bemitleidet das von der Außenwelt abgeschnittene Dorf, gleichzeitig erkennt er Parallelen zu seiner eigenen Isolation von der Menschheit. Seine Arme schmerzen noch immer von der Überquerung des Fjords. Diese Strapazen wird er so schnell nicht vergessen.
They must have been so isolated, with no easy way in or out.
Aren't there boats?
You saw how much work it was to cross the fjord. And if the weather's bad...
Can't be healthy. Being so isolated. Cooped up inside. Reading the collected works.
Yeah, all right. I get
This
it.
village is basically you, Teddy.
I said all right. The ferry would have made the trip here much easier.
And you wouldn't have had to pay that farmer a fortune to rent his boat.
I had no choice.
We should keep his boat. If it comes back. Bring it with us to Hanover.
Do what with it exactly?
I don't know. Grow parsley in it? Use it in the pond? Forget it. Stupid idea.
Petersilie anbauen in einem Boot. Hey, Lissy. Lissy ist cool.
Fretland and Son.
How do you figure?
It's on the sign above the entrance. And on this photograph. Frederick and Simon Fretland.
Ja, und der Frederick ist der Bruder von dem Johann Fretland, in dessen Haus wir sind. Und Simon ist dann Fredericks Sohn, sprich der Cousin von Ruth. Und Simon ist auch derjenige, der in dem Buch stand, was wir an der Feuerstelle gefunden hatten, in diesem halb verkohlten Buch. Er hat Ruth das Buch zu Weihnachten geschenkt.
The older gentleman is clearly Mr. Fretland's twin brother.
Twins are confusing. If this was a dime novel, they'd be switching places at some point to confuse the coppers. Damn you, twins!
Simon Fretland. Frederick's son.
And Johann's nephew. See, I'm getting the hang of this. Simon. Simon. That was the name in the burnt book. So Simon is Ruth's older cousin.
Ha. Ja, das hatte ich jetzt auch schon rausgefunden. Kann man hier irgendwas? Hier kann man nix. Ich würde da gern mal reingehen in das Haus.
Frederick Fretland and son.
Johann's brother and nephew.
The Fretlands have their fingers in all the pies, including the only store in town.
Also the post office and telegraph. There may be something that'll lead us to Betty in there.
Or at least to some canned sardines. We need to get you fed, old bean.
Ich würde da gern mal reingehen. Wie komme ich denn da rein? Komme ich da nicht rein? Okay, gut. Nützt ja nichts. Da müssen wir weiter rumgucken. Na, hier hatten wir ja geguckt wegen unserem Bötchen. Zeichnen. Okay. Schicke Zeichnung hat er da kreiert. Sonst haben wir aber auch nichts Neues. Irgendwas müssen wir ja übersehen haben. Also bei der Kirche waren keine weiteren Hinweise. hier ist auch nix.
A boat! Teddy! Hot dog! This is our ticket out of here!
Not without Betty.
Mit Bestürzen stellt Edward fest, dass das Holz faul ist. Es ist schon viele Jahre her, seit dieses Boot seetauglich war. Edward kommt nicht umhin, das klaffende Loch im Bug zu bemerken. Das Boot ist nutzlos.
Besides, there's a hole in this boat. It'll sink before it gets 10 yards from shore. It's curious. The state of the boats. It's like they stopped taking care of them.
Seems short-sighted. How would they fish? Or get anywhere at all?
Tja.
What's this?
Remnants of the mining operation.
What, mine?
Remember, I told you yesterday. There was a mine here, but it closed down 20 years ago.
I know, Edward. I was just checking for a sense of humor. Still nowhere to be found.
Till minne om. It's a memorial. 3 men died when the mine collapsed in 1902. Georg Hatlestad, Niels Frambu, Arne Fretland.
See, this is what working a regular job. Did you say Fretland?
The younger brother who was mentioned in the article.
Arne Fretland. Der jüngere Fretland war ein Opfer des Ehrgeizes seiner Familie, glaubt
He
Edward.
was just 19.
How long had he been working in the mine? That's too young for a dirty job like digging into rock.
We're in the real world, Lissy. Most teeners don't have the luxury to idle away their days with games and witty repartee.
Ouch.
Weiß, dass so ein Unfall in einer so kleinen Gemeinde jedem leid.
The newspaper said the accident forced the mine to shut down.
What does any of this have to do with us?
I still don't know why Elizabeth came here.
And you think it has something to do with this mine?
Or with what it did to the village. Maybe.
Zugewuchert.
I don't understand why they just leave this here. Like an altar to adversity. It's creepy.
Rustic superstition. Perhaps they believed they'd attract bad luck if they moved it.
What did they use this for?
Bringing the ore down from the mine before it was loaded onto boats.
So, diamonds? Gold? Or just boring old silver?
Iron ore.
Or what?
Rock, which contains iron
I know.
deposits that...
Okay, Edward. Where do these tracks lead?
To the mine. Where else would they go?
I don't know. A castle up in the mountains where the frost giants live? And this is how they receive their monthly offering of meat from the villagers. Goat, I hope.
Nee. Kleine vorlaute Mädchen.
No trespassing for traitors.
Cool. Want to jump the gate and explore what's on the other side?
Edward ist nicht
What do you
gerade
say, old sport?
Edward ist nicht gerade begeistert von der Idee, über den Zaun zu klettern und sich den Pfad hinaufzuwagen.
Teddy? Hello?
Gefahr.
The sign says no trespassing for a reason.
Come on! There may be trolls, or at least more houses. Where's your sense of adventure, old sport? Don't you want to see where these tracks go?
They lead to the old mine, and no. I've had enough adventure on this side of the fence. Besides, they wrote no trespassing for a reason.
You're such a terrible bore, Teddy Bear. I'll wager 1,000 clams you'll jump this gate at some point, if you believe Betty's on the other side.
Frederick Fretland. Who are these traitors he refers to?
What now? We've looked everywhere.
There really doesn't seem to be anyone around.
Maybe we missed something. An important clue. How about the general store? We haven't been inside yet.
It looked deserted, but worth another look, I guess.
Okay, kommen wir da jetzt rein?
What if everyone turned into a pebble?
Was macht denn die Krähe da? Okay.
Is that? Lissy, come here. It's Betty's hat. She was here. She could still be in there. Betty? Betty!
Are you sure, Edward? I mean, it's just a hat. Is it even a hat? I'm not
I know
sure
my sister's hat, Lissy. I have to get inside.
What about the breaking and entering part?
I could care less what they call it.
Okay, Edward, denn sieh mal zu, dass du da irgendwie reinkommst. Ja, da werden wir, glaube ich, nichts, ne? Auch jetzt noch nicht. Nein. Okay. Ah.
Here's an open window.
You seem eager to break the law. I approve.
It won't budge.
Nah, don't be a milquetoast.
Well, it's stuck.
Attaboy, Teddy. You can do this.
I can't believe I'm actually breaking... Whoops, Daisy.
Oh my, Teddy. You're such a sap.
Fräulein.
Edward Charles Harden.
Dilettante, world traveler, cat burglar.
A cat burglar would, by definition, enter a building on a higher
Jeez,
floor.
The state of this place.
Oh, Betty.
Edward,
I hope you weren't here when...
is this... blood?
Not necessarily human blood.
Well, that's all right then. What does it say? Barn murder? Someone murdered a barn?
Kindermörder. Steht da.
Barn means child. And mortar, that's...
Child murder. Edward, they murdered a child?
Someone thought so.
Probably the same someone who vandalized the store.
It's the same photograph as in the
Johan's
farmhouse, but
gone. At least, I assume he's the one who's been... snip.
Frederick clearly did not want anything to do with his twin brother. Damnation. The hat's in here.
Calm down, old boy. Anyway, how's a hat going to help us?
Who knows what else is in here? There could be more clues.
All right, okay. Everything's Jake. We made it into the store. I'm sure we'll find a way through that door.
Why would Frederick keep a list of what he calls traitors?
What did they do to him?
Cross him in some way. Why else keep a list of undesirables?
Okay.
What are you doing?
Looking for keys.
Your life of crime continues.
There's a note.
Is it written in Viking runes? What does it say?
Ich habe den Schlüssel in die Kasse getan. Simon.
It's from Simon. Jij put it means I put. Nyckel is key. Casa. I don't know what that word means.
He put the key in the casa?
Casa. I wish I had my dictionary. The note's addressed to his father.
So the key was moved. But where to?
Somewhere safer. Or more convenient.
Can we really trust your translations? You only started studying a month ago.
I spent the summer reading, and I had a lot of free time on the ocean voyage.
Come on, how much could you possibly pick up in a few months?
You know my mind, it's a sponge.
Für Simon von Rutsch. Außer Betrieb.
Out of order.
Why hasn't it been fixed?
Perhaps there wasn't much demand for it anymore.
S-O-S. Oh boy. If only this thing worked. We could order a boat to come get us. Or, even better, order some hot grub.
Nicht verschickte Post. Er bemerkt, dass da mindestens 10 Briefumschläge liegen. Alle sind frankiert, aber an diesem Ort gefangen.
These were never sent.
How long have they been piling up?
I received Mrs. Fretland's letter in June, and they received my letter from July.
A couple of months. Perhaps the world forgot about Graavik.
Casa.
So that's what it means. Cash register. You're a genuine gangster now, old fruit. Don't worry. If you get busted, I'll come visit you in the big house. Wasn't there supposed to be a key?
Here it is.
Flaschen.
It is her hat.
Teddy, I'm not
Betty
sure
was
that's...
here, and not long ago.
Okay, but if that is her hat, what's it doing in a locked storeroom?
Another breadcrumb.
That's not an answer.
I know for sure she was here. That's what matters.
You know best, Edward. So, what now? If this is a breadcrumb, where's the next one?
There must be a reason her hat's in this room.
What's that?
A handwritten note.
I'm not blind. What does it say, you silly goose?
It's hard to read. I'm not sure my translation will be... Johann, you... Nectar. Refuse. You refuse to speak to me, so I write this letter instead. It's from Frederick Fretland to his brother. Simon did not... Bloody hell. Simon did not murder your Ruth. He was fond of his cousin.
Ruth. Ruth is the daughter of Anna and Johann, which means the little girl in the photograph at the farmhouse. Oh, Edward. The Fretland girl was murdered. This is simply awful.
Simon was working at the farm while I tended to the store. I would have seen him had he passed on the way up to the cliffs.
They thought Simon killed Ruth. His own cousin.
Ruth was... what's that word? Playing. Ruth was always playing on the rocks below the church. She must have fallen by accident. The note ends there. Frederick never finished it. And Johann never read it. Not that it would have made a difference. If Johann thought...
The mob showed up for Simon. His father would have tried to protect him.
September 17th. You would have been here, Betty.
Rocks below the church. Isn't the church right above us? Edward, come look at this. That's the cliff. Right there. The one in the note? I bet you 1,000,000 clams.
Where?
See for yourself.
I guess that could be where...
Let's check it out.
No, Lissy, wait.
Okay. Lissy ist auf jeden Fall schon mal vorgelaufen.
This way. I found it, Teddy. The cliff. I'm standing right below it.
What are you doing? This doesn't concern
A
us.
little girl died. We're staying in her home, for God's sake. Are you completely without heart? Get yourself up here, Edward Harden, right this minute.
Wo ist sie
Where are
denn?
you, Lissy?
Over here, Teddy!
Kommen wir da lang? Oder wie ist sie da hochgekommen? Wie ist sie denn da nur hingekommen? Nee, hier werden wir nix. Wie komme ich denn da jetzt bitte hin? Hä? Wie kommt man denn da hin? Na, hier bin ich ja auch verkehrt. Einmal auf die Karte gucken. Wie ist sie denn da jetzt bitte hingekommen? Da oben doch irgendwie. Hä?
Come on, it's an easy
Da.
climb.
This looks very dangerous.
Oh, you're a big boy. Start acting like it. It's not Mount Everest.
I don't know about this. Whoopsie-daisy.
So, jetzt aber.
What is this?
Where little Ruth died.
You're being morbid. And this is a distraction. I'm here for Betty, not because some girl got
Edward.
herself...
You insensitive brute. You're like the Tin Woodman, no heart. You know, you've grown cold and mean in that horrid study of yours, with only books and bugs to keep you company for years and years and years. There are other people in this world, you know. It's not all about you. You're going to do this. If not for Ruth, then for us. We're going to figure out what happened to the poor girl. Together.
Okay, das war mal eine Ansage. Er bemerkt, dass die Blumen alle verwelkt sind.
That's been here a while.
Didn't you say it happened over a month ago?
You'd think her family would have replaced it with fresh flowers.
Is that blood?
The girl could have hit her head on that rock. There would have been plenty of blood.
That's awful. I think there's something behind it. Can you move the rock aside? It must be Ruth's.
Where's the head?
Maybe the killer also decapitates dolls.
Hold on. This pin. This is old. Very old. Looks like something from the Viking era.
We are in the land of Vikings.
This could be 1,000 years old. It does not belong on a child's doll.
Who cares? Ruth is dead and you're obsessing about a rusty old pin? Let's go further up. Maybe we'll find more clues. Come on, old sport. It's not far.
Can you wait just 1 minute so that I can catch my breath? Huh. Did you follow the same path, Betty? Or am I just stumbling through darkness?
Wir sind am Ende dieser Episode angekommen. Haben eine Spur gefunden, die uns den Berg weiter hinaufführt. Das werden wir dann in der nächsten Episode in Erfahrung bringen, was mit Ruth passiert ist und auch ein bisschen mehr über die kuriosen Zusammenhänge hier in Graavik erfahren. Ich hoffe, es hat euch Spaß gemacht. Würde mich freuen, wenn ihr in der nächsten Woche wieder mit dabei seid. Ich sage danke fürs Zuschauen, wünsche euch noch einen zauberhaften Tag und sage Tschüss.